The Philippines has now surpassed Indonesia as the country with the highest number of COVID-19 cases in South Asia. The Philippines reported more than 3,300 new coronavirus cases, bringing total infections to over 122,000. Hospitals have been overwhelmed with patients, and overworked medical workers are urging the government to do more. Gretchen Malalad with the story.
Overburdened and understaffed, the healthcare system is on the brink of collapse, warn medical workers in the Philippines. Doctors and nurses have been working around the clock since the COVID-19 pandemic struck early this year, and they're crying out for help. Dr. Edmond Villaroman has been working 7 days a week for months now, juggling back-to-back surgeries and procedures. The past few weeks have been brutal as infections continue to climb. COVID-19 patients have been arriving in droves, and most of them are in a bad state.
Most of these patients are connected to a ventilator, connected to a cardiac monitor, which we don't have anymore. And they keep on coming at the emergency room.
Most public and private hospitals in Manila are now at full capacity, and many healthcare workers lament shortages in personal protective equipment.
We need it now.
Medical groups have been sounding the alarm. The healthcare system is overwhelmed and in need of urgent help, they say. They're asking for measures such as increased testing and wider contact tracing.
Our health workers are burned out with seemingly endless number of patients trooping to our hospitals for emergency care and admission. We're waging a losing battle against COVID-19.
The call of different groups.
President Rodrigo Duterte says the government has heard their pleas and is doing all it can to curb the spread of the virus. But he also lashed out at doctors and nurses for airing their grievances, accusing them of agitating for a revolution.
We are not incompetent here because we are not doctors.
COVID-19 cases have been on the rise since restrictions around the country were relaxed in June. The Philippines now has more than 100,000 confirmed cases and over 2,000 deaths. The government has reimposed strict lockdown measures in Manila and some nearby provinces, forcing public transportation and most businesses to shut down. Curfews are back, as are checkpoints, requiring travel passes for commuters. Daily cases reached record highs this week, up to as much as 6,000 in a single day.
We do get exhausted, but we know our work is not done until this pandemic isn't over. We're going to stop if we find a cure, or we get sick, or we die because of infection.
Despite having one of the world's longest and strictest lockdowns, the Philippines is now Southeast Asia's new COVID-19 hotspot. The next 2 weeks will be crucial in its fight against the virus, and the Department of Health has vowed to come up with an updated strategy soon. For now, as patients continue to pour into hospitals, healthcare workers are gritting their teeth and soldiering on. Gretchen Malalad, CNA, Manila.